Okay, so next up for those ThinkBook fans, we have the ThinkBook 16p Gen 4, and this is pretty interesting. We'll get to this part in a moment, but what you're going to get is the updated 13th gen Intel processors up to a Core i9 8 series processor. We've seen that before. You're also getting NVIDIA graphics on this as well. Probably, I would assume it's going to be next gen, but once we get it into the studio, we'll definitely get all that information. But what makes this interesting is the Magic Bay that it has, and you can have different modular devices you can put on this. Now, for instance, we're working from home, we're in a hybrid work environment. They have a light here. You can just connect it to the back right there, boom. And then you turn on the light. Great to give you better lighting in the video conferencing environment. You can control it, gets brighter. You can get even brighter there. And then of course off. So a lot of great stuff with that. Now, that's just one of the different modules you can use with the Magic Bay. This is an LTE, 4G LTE module that when you're not using it on there, you could actually connect to your smartphone or connect to any devices, and you're always on, you have an always on connection. But this connects to the Magic Bay, boom. Now you have an always on secure connection. You don't have to rely on your smartphone. You don't have to rely Wi-Fi hotspot. So that's that's great for the small, medium business, to which of course the ThinkBook line is geared towards. And of course, another module you can do with this is this 4K camera, but you can actually have it facing away from you. So if you have more than one person, or you're with a group of people, you can actually have both side by side. So you got this camera working and then the camera on the other side. So you'll have a more collaboration type environment. That's a really key feature, especially in the business environments. So I'm really liking this Magic Bay. I think it brings a lot to the table, something pretty unique that we haven't seen before. So very exciting stuff. The ThinkBook 16p Gen 4 should be coming very soon. As soon as I get pricing and availability, I'll let everybody know. I hope to get a review unit in at some point, and we'll put it through the paces as we normally do. Over here, we have the ThinkPads. Now, we know the ThinkPad X1 Nano Gen 3 here. We just looked at the Gen 2 last year, and that was a big deal because that got us to much more powerful P-series processors. We now take it to the 13th gen Intel processors, still same lightweight, super light actually, less than 2 pounds. Obviously, this is going to come in at the lightest in their line. So this is, of course, with those that need the extreme portability. But you're getting the computer vision cameras here. That means it's got presence detection. It knows when you're walking away, it'll dim the display and then it'll put it to sleep and so forth. It'll turn off the display. So a lot of security features. It's a ThinkPad. You get the great keyboards on these. So that's pretty much an incremental upgrade here to this processor. Now, here's the X1 Carbon Gen 11. So the big deal here is a couple of things. We're going to 13th gen processors. Both U and P series are offered here. You get the computer vision camera, so that's going to be great as well. Famous ThinkPad keyboard. It's really comfortable. It's really great to type on. I actually love it. Obviously, you know that I do. But the big deal here is you can now get 64 gigabytes of RAM. So you were limited to 32 last year. And remember, these are non-upgradable in terms of the RAM. So having the option for 64 is going to be big. And then, of course, you get that great ThinkPad quality. The build quality is there. So pretty nice. And you can see it here. This is going to come with up to a 2.8K OLED display. So that's always been pretty good, their displays. And obviously you can fold them back like this. And then of course we have the X1 Yoga Gen 8. So this is a little bit different. Obviously this comes in this storm gray type color. The difference between this and the X1 Carbon Gen 10, or the 11 I should say, this Gen 8 Yoga has an option for a 4K plus display, UHD plus 3840 by 2400. In an OLED display. So that's going to be great. And of course it has the pen. We know the deal here. So again, physically it looks pretty much the same as last year, except that you're going to get it obviously with more RAM options here. And obviously it comes with this 4K plus OLED here and 13th gen processors, Iris Xe graphics that we know. So I look forward to testing this out. Not a huge revolutionary update, but more incremental here for 2023.